When you hear people talking about the Illuminati, they are talking about some of the most secretive, powerful, wealthiest, influential, sneakiest, greediest people on the planet. And not only do they have more than 99% of the people on the planet, but no, that's not good enough. See, they want total control.
Just how rich and powerful is Lord Evelyn Rothschild? Historically, the Rothschild family wealth was hidden in underground vaults. The Rothschilds' secret financial records were never audited and never accounted for. Their family-commissioned biographies give the illusion that their family fortune has dwindled, but researchers estimate their wealth at close to $500 trillion, more than half the wealth of the entire world. Besides their many castles, palace mansions, wineries, racehorses, and exotic resorts, the Rothschilds bought Reuters in the 1800s. Reuters then bought the Associated Press, which selects and delivers the same news stories to the entire world, day after day. They have controlling interest in 3 major television networks and easily avoid media attention since they own it. Until recently, they owned and operated England's Royal Mint and continue to be the gold agent for the Bank of England, which they also direct. They control the LBMA, London Bullion Market Association, where 30 to 42 million ounces of gold worth over $11 billion are traded daily. The Rothschilds earn millions weekly just on transaction fees alone. They also fix the world price of gold on a daily basis and profit from its ups and downs. Over the centuries, the Rothschilds have amassed trillions of dollars worth of gold bullion in their subterranean vaults and have cornered the world's gold supply. They own controlling interest in the world's largest oil company, Royal Dutch Shell. They operate phony charities and offshore banking services where the wealth of the black nobility and the Vatican is hidden in secret accounts at Rothschild Swiss banks, trusts, and holding companies. Although Evelyn Rothschild looks like a harmless gray-haired old man, make no mistake about it, Rothschild and his ancestors have handpicked presidents, crashed stock markets, bankrupted nations, orchestrated wars, and sponsored the mass murder and impoverishment of millions.
Who is this guy? I don't know, but he seemed like a nice old man. Nice old man. No, this right here is David Rockefeller. This guy right here, you need to do some research on David Rockefeller. Feel free to do that whenever you get a chance. But people who know about this man right here, they know he is nothing but trouble.
Rockefellers, come back. We don't want your new world order, you know? Leave Chile right now. Leave Chile. You are not... You're killing a lot of people. You're killing a lot of people. Leave here. Leave Chile right now. Leave Chile. Leave Chile. We don't want your world government. Leave Chile right now. Leave Chile, okay? Leave Chile. Your family is the most disgusting in the world, you know? Leave here. Leave. You also, you're a traitor to Chile. Mr. Agustin Edwards, you're a traitor to Chile, okay? You're a traitor to Chile. What you're doing right now, okay? 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 You know everything. You know everything. You're participating with him. You're participating with him in this. Your world government will fail, okay?
You heard what the man said. Leave Chile. Why was that man so mad at him? You want to know why? Because he knows the Rockefeller family is for the New World Order agenda. What is the New World Order agenda? Well, that is the plan of this secretive elite, this cabal, to bring about a one world government. And not only a one world government, but a one world currency. And not only a one world currency, but a one world religion to glue it all together, which would mean they would have total control. These small amount of people controlling the whole world has never happened before. What else is going on? Well, depopulation. These guys push for depopulation in third world countries. You can see here Henry Kissinger. Depopulation should be the highest priority of U.S. foreign policy towards the third world. So what they're doing is systematically killing off large populations of third world countries, and they're working to bring America to third world country status They control the banks. They control the money. They will do it. That is their plan. And eventually they want to have the population down to an amount where they can control all the people. But you know what? You don't even have to take my word for it.
I had a friend, Nick Rockefeller, okay, who was one of the Rockefeller family. And he, when I was running for governor in Nevada, he came to me, introduced himself to me through an attorney. And we became friends. We started talking about things. And I learned an awful lot from Mr. Rockefeller. And one of the things that we used to talk about was the ultimate plan of the banking industry, what they wanted to accomplish. And the goals of the banking industry, not just the Federal Reserve System, but the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks. And they're all part of the Communist Manifesto. You know, central banking is one of the major planks of the Communist Manifesto. We talk about America being a capitalistic country, but yet at the same time we have a central bank that plans everything for us, right? And the graduated income tax is another plank of the Communist Manifesto, right? So right there you have two major planks of the Communist Manifesto that have been brought in because of the Federal Reserve System, okay? So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one-world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do.
Everything. Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one-world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people. And you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.
And if you look here, he even tells you this is what he is about. Some people believe we are part of a secret cabal working against the best interests of the United States, characterizing my family and me as internationalists, and of conspiring with others around the world to build a more integrated global political and economic structure. One world, if you will. If that's the charge, I stand guilty and I am proud of it. That's David Rockefeller telling you he wants this new world order. Well, he didn't say new world order. Oh, so you need him to say new world order. Okay. All we need is the right major crisis, and the nations will accept the new world order. See that? So they're going to have a generated crisis like 9/11. 9/11 was a generated false flag event. Oh, you didn't know that? Check this out. Building 7. This building fell on 9/11. Same day that the other two towers fell. Fell exactly the same way. They say the buildings fell down because they were hit by a plane, but guess what? This one wasn't. Why you don't hear about this? Because they don't want you to hear about this, because this exposes the lie of 9/11. It takes a long time to plan for a controlled demolition. You have to rig up the building, could take weeks or months. And this is what they do. They generate crisis. They cause the problem, and then they pose as the saviors. And you go, oh, I'm so happy that they helped us. Yeah. They're planning on crashing the currency, crashing the US dollar. After they do that, they plan on bringing in their one world currency. You're probably saying, well, I'm not going to accept none of that stuff. Let me tell you. They got it planned out to a way that you're going to think that they're helping you, and you're going to accept it. And they also use subliminals on your TV screen, and they're already getting your mind ready for this new world order agenda. That's why you got to pay attention. But before we break it down, before we get into these symbols, I want you to see this.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
From 1945 and the end of the war through 1989 and the end of the Cold War, we had a worldview. Republican and Democratic presidents alike, from Harry Truman to George Bush, stood for freedom and stood for certain propositions that would make America strong and healthy and grow the middle class and shrink poverty and stand against communism. And after 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order, and instead it looks like we got a lot of disorder. And
the affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order, because the global order is changing again, and the institutions.
The majority of people in power are in secret societies, like this one, Freemasons. This is the symbol for the Freemasons, and they use this symbol to identify with each other, to communicate with each other, because they don't want to go over saying, hey man, are you in this secret society called the Freemasons? Because then the person can be like, what secret society called the Freemasons? What are you talking about? I don't know about that. So they use these symbols to communicate with each other on the slick side. Also, it helps them get out of trouble, helps them out in these court cases. They find out you're a Freemason. Oh, we're going to let you off easy. Or you speeding in the car, all of a sudden the cop pull you over. The cop says, oh, you a Freemason? Oh, you know what? Don't worry about it. Like if they get stopped on the side of the road, all they got to do is throw up a couple signs, and then one of their Freemason brethren is going to come pick them up. Yeah, that's how it works. They love using these symbols. And a lot of them are not bad people, but the ones who are in the top positions, they want this new world order. Oh, check this out. They use the symbol to identify the building. Here's a Freemason right here. Look at all the symbols that they use. They love using these symbols. Oh, look who that is. How you doing, Bush? Look at all them Freemasons. Now, let's get on to this. This symbol right here, a lot of people want to say, is the Illuminati symbol. It's a pyramid with the all-seeing eye on top of it. They put this pyramid all over the place. This pyramid represents the new world order. On the bottom it says Novus Ordo Seclorum, which means new order of the ages. And on top it says Annuit Corpus. I don't even know how to say that. I looked it up and it says Providence favors our undertakings, or Providence has favored our undertakings. But then I did a Google Translate on it, and then it says beckon commence. So I don't know why that is. But yeah, this sign is very important in understanding what's going on. This right here is the all-seeing eye, aka the eye of the Egyptian god Horus. Now, if you look here, you also see the eye of Horus resembles the pineal gland when it's cut in half. The pineal gland is also known as the third eye, and it ties into the agenda of having the God mind, meaning you could do whatever you want to do. All these other religions don't mean anything. You are a God in yourself. And someone who would agree with that is this man right here, Mr. Aleister Crowley. He was known in his time to be the wickedest man in the world. He himself liked to be called the Beast 666. You see what's on top of his head? He's using the symbolism. He has the pyramid with the all-seeing eye in the middle. Oh, and look, there's Jay-Z. Jay-Z is wearing the Do What Thou Wilt hoodie. You can probably buy some on eBay if you like that kind of stuff. But yeah, this guy right here pushes all these little symbols, pushing the New World Order agenda subliminally. This is how he gets paid. This is how he gets promoted. But before I get deeper onto this Jay-Z matter, let's look at all these signs that these sellouts like to use. Hold up. Before you even do that, you're not going to get on my man Jay-Z like that, okay? Look, Jay-Z is not like that. Jay-Z is not wicked. Look here. You over here talking all this noise. You don't even listen to Jay-Z when he telling you he is. Check this out on Reasonable Doubt. 1996, Jay-Z made a song called Devils, and he said this in the song. I never prayed to God. I prayed to Gotti. That's right. It's wicked. This man over here said, I never prayed to God. I prayed to Gotti. Who the heck is Gotti?
John Gotti says hello, man. Hey, John Gotti says hello. I work for John Gotti.
Let's look at these symbols that these sellouts like to use. All right, so we have Anton LaVey here, the founder of the Church of Satan, throwing up the El Diablo sign, a.k.a. the Baphomet sign, a.k.a. the devil sign. And then here we go, we have the Church of Satan throwing up that Baphomet towards the pentagram. And here they go again doing the same thing. Here's the picture of the Baphomet. That man is ugly as heck. The devil. Here's a picture of Jay-Z throwing up this sign of the pyramid with the eye in the middle. Remember that picture of the pyramid with the eye on top of it on the back of the dollar? Well, that's what he's throwing up. But you want to say, well, that's the sign for Rockefeller Records. Rockefeller Records. The Rockefeller sign. You mean like what? Rockefeller Records or David Rockefeller or the Rockefeller family? You wonder why he named his record label that. Let's keep it going. We got Lady Gaga doing this unnatural pose with a hand over her eye representing the all-seeing eye. Here she is doing it again. It is no coincidence, people. When you see somebody doing this sign, it represents 666. And if you don't know what 666 means, that is the Antichrist devil sign. All right, let's get Lady Gaga back in here. Lady Gaga is throwing up all of the 666 signs so you understand how they use the signs. Thank you, little sellout.
You know, it's sounding a little bit strange, and I'm like, if you don't get this right now, I swear to Lucifer, I'm gonna, you know, I get a little bit mad.
Do you have a kitchen on the bus you cook?
So you see that? She on some of that devil stuff. Let's listen to Manly P. Hall. When the Mason learns that the key is the proper application of the dynamo of living power, he has learned the mystery of his craft. The seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands. What the heck? See that? So they on some of that devil stuff. Let's keep it going. Anytime you see somebody throwing up this sign, it means shh. Mean they selling out and they ain't saying nothing. And here we have Lady Gaga again, our sellout example of the day. See, sometimes they combine the signs. So she's doing the shh sign, and she's also throwing up the 666, but then she got the 666 on her eye. So this is like the ultimate Illuminati combination, devil worship type stuff she got going on. Talking about she born this way. All right. When I'm talking about Lady Gaga, I'm not saying Lady Gaga is in the Illuminati. And shoot, the Illuminati probably don't even call themselves Illuminati. They might call themselves the Super Friends. Regardless of what they call themselves, they are a secretive cabal working about to bring a new world order, one world government, one world religion, one world currency. And they use these guys, these people like Lady Gaga and all these celebrities and politicians, they are new world order compliant. They are down for the agenda. See, they are not in the Illuminati. They are not changing gas prices. They are not manipulating wars. But what they are doing, of course, they're doing these signs. They're selling themselves out to make money and get more fame. But what they're doing is they are influencing you on a subconscious level. And they are used in this culture creation. For example, fashion. Whatever they wear, people just start wearing it. You look on Instagram, everybody look the same. Vote or die. You get P. Diddy coming out. They affecting elections. Y'all listening to whatever they say politically when these people don't know what they're talking about. So they are using these people as puppets to influence your mind. These people don't mind being puppets. And you know what? Some of y'all saying this stuff is crazy, but they telling you right to your face.
We start that stuff that then become cool. We start them trends that then become rules. Leaving stickers on hats at your kids with a school. Kenny West, Chief Crest, came up from the gutter. Never fooled by Fabio, I can't believe it's not butter. Lowering cholesterol, yeah. Don't hear what we're saying, just add some white jeans. Where you think they got the shirt, the shades, and tight jeans? Hey yo, I'm up in this club with more secrets than Freemasons. Never have to pay for beats because we always free basing. Moving in silence, that's how the crew goes. Running this like a snotty nose. Disappear like the career of Kevin Costner. While we sitting here drinking beers with Jimmy Hoffa. That's my eyeball looking at you from the pyramid on cash. We're so bad we can make an iPad run flash. Got more secrets than deodorant. Bitch, we don't perspire. We're uncredited consultants on HBO the wire. Once again, I love to borrow those DVDs. Hey, yo, we start that stuff that then become cool. We start them trends that then become rules. We the first one to wait 30 minutes before swimming in the pool. Illuminati starts that then becomes cool. Illuminati starts the trends that then become cool. Illuminati.
And yes, that was all of their voices. You can look at the credits of that episode, and on there you got Nicki Minaj talking about, oh, I have to get a hair appointment or something because I got to change the gas prices. Girl, you ain't changing no gas prices. You are not in the Illuminati, and I see you trying to be slick. These jokers, they try to do that from time to time, but I'm not saying you are in the Illuminati because you're not. All right? You ain't changing gas prices. You are just a puppet who's down for the agenda, who's down to sell out and push the agenda on everybody else. Now let's look at this other puppet here, Jay-Z. He act like he got a problem when people say he's down for the Illuminati agenda when he's throwing up these pyramids all over the place. But he named his record label Rockefeller Records, after the Rockefeller family, who's known for pushing the New World Order agenda. Look at them jokers in the back throwing up the sign. And look at this. It's right in your face. Look at this man clothing line. Masters of the craft. Look at this stuff. I never seen him wear these shirts. You know why? Because he ain't going to wear this ugly crap, but he wants you to wear it. He wants you to spend your money on this garbage. And the thing with Jay-Z old sellout behind, it seemed like when people get around him, they just start selling out too. For example, Beyonce. Look at her. As soon as she got around him, she started acting different. Look at this, throwing up that pyramid. Now she throwing up the pyramid with the eye in the middle. Now she throwing up 666. Now she throwing up 666 again. And look at her. A lot of y'all women out there be worshiping this girl. Beyonce is the most beautiful person in the world. Look at this. Man, y'all tripping on this. Then we get Kanye West. Get around Jay-Z, next thing you know, he wearing Baphomet pants. Selling out to the devil. Here, you can hear it from his own voice.
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. Lisa came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
Then we get this guy J. Cole. He think he's slick, but I see right through all his lies. He talking about, oh, I used to think Jay-Z was down with the Illuminati plan, but then when I signed with him, I found out he was not really with the Illuminati. That stuff is just for dummies. All right. But next thing you know, you see this man over here throwing up the 666 sign. Then you see him throwing up the pyramid with the eye in it. Come on, man. You ain't tricking me. You might trick your fans. You know, you depending on fan loyalty, and they're going to be like, oh, yeah, he's right. He ain't in the Illuminati. Which he ain't in the Illuminati, but he sure is a sellout. Let's look at LeBron James. Last time I checked, he was not signed to Rockefeller Records. Here you go throwing up the pyramid. Here you go again. Here you go throwing up 666 with a pyramid shirt with an eye in it. Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James. LeBron James. What the heck? Did this man just throw up every devil sign that exists? I ain't never seen nothing like that. Let's look at it again. This dang pyramid sign. People keep throwing it up. Then naysayers want to say, well, that's just the Rockefeller sign. That's all that is. You guys are crazy. You're conspiracy theorists. They're just signed to the rock. Okay? All right. So you're trying to tell me all these jokers signed to Rockefeller Records. You trying to tell me he is signed to Rockefeller Records with the pyramid in the eye. You telling me this girl signed to Rockefeller Records with the pyramid in the eye. Look at these jokers. Why they throwing up pyramids? Look at this lady. I had an abortion. Is she signed to Rockefeller Records? If she is, what is her hit song? Come on, y'all. She signed to Rockefeller Records too? And look at this. They even coming after your kids with these subliminal images. Anton LaVey throwing up the pyramid sign. We living in a different time frame now. A lot of y'all are behind. There was a time when people could deny that the Illuminati exists. Now people are awake. Now people understand that it's actually real. Then you even get David Rockefeller telling you to your face, hey, look, this is what we trying to do. So you can't deny that no more. So now what you get now is it trickled all the way up to the industry insiders, the little secret society people on the inside. And now, instead of saying, oh, that stuff is not real, you're crazy and kooky, they say, Oh, I'm not in the Illuminati. You see how it changed? Y'all better get with it.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us. Yeah. But now it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. Right. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
I've noticed that we have some of the same hobbies.
We do?
We do. We have, like getting a tattoo.
Yep.
I got this guy yesterday. Not yesterday, last week, sorry.
Oh, it's huge.
It's a giant tattoo.
What?
Oh.
Are you in the Illuminati or something?
I want to be. This is a roll call. This is a shout to Hove. If you are interested, I would like to join. You could make me the new Rihanna or Rita Ora.
Hove!
Hove! Get in touch. I noticed that. I noticed that you'd like to cook.
Isn't it so funny how many how many rumors are spread about how many people are supposedly in the Illuminati?
Yeah.
Like, everybody is in the Illuminati, supposedly.
Let's do our special Illuminati handshake. Oh, you won't know.
I'm not in the Illuminati.
Save it for Rihanna.
Guys.
Yeah. You are not in the Illuminati, but you are selling out for the Illuminati. Here you go, throwing up the 666 sign. Here you go, throwing up the Baphomet sign. Here you go again, throwing up the Baphomet sign. One more time with the Baphomet. This man even got an all-seeing eye tattoo, and on the bottom of it, it says, believe. And then he even got an owl tattoo. Can you believe that? He got an owl tattoo? Owl tattoo? What? I don't even know what that means. Oh, snap, I forgot. I didn't tell you what the owl means. Yeah, and Drake, he got this owl shirt on. Started from the bottom, now I'm wearing owl shirts. Started from the bottom, now I'm getting owl tats. Look at Washington, D.C. Owl. Owls. What's the deal with these owls? Well, the owls represent the occultic symbol of the Bohemian Grove. That's where all our political leaders and media moguls go to get wild and worship an owl statue. What does the owl represent? The owl represents someone that is wise and can see in the dark. And this is what they use with their little secret occultic symbols.
Great owl of Bohemia, we thank thee for thy adoration. Begone, dull care.
Y'all, here go your political leaders over here worshiping a dang owl, doing this every year, doing mock human sacrifice.
Hail fellowship's eternal flame. Once again, midsummer sets us free.
Defense Secretary Caspar Weinberger canceled plans to go to Bohemian Grove in California this weekend because of the possibility of more flare-ups in the Lebanon crisis. But even without the Defense Secretary, the Bohemian Grove will not close down for lack of power. And what is the Bohemian Grove? Well, it's a kind of summer camp for the powerful, an all-male gathering in great secrecy. More from Dennis Murphy.
George Shultz, Henry Kissinger, and West German Chancellor Schmidt arrived by car. The chairman of General Motors and U.S. Steel came in by private jet.
If you would look at the guest list over a period of 5 years, I don't think there would be anybody of any importance in America who was missing from that list.
Cabinet officers and captains of industry are going to summer camp at Bohemian Grove, an all-male retreat secluded in the Redwood Forest 2 hours north of San Francisco. Outsiders are not invited. What's hidden away is a little bit of Boy Scout camp and a lot of fraternity hokum. There are rituals, bonfires, and the burning of effigies. The members live in lodges with names like Wolf and Caveman. Gerald Ford, Henry Kissinger, William French Smith, and George Shultz are bunkmates at Mandalay Camp. President Reagan's camp, Owl's Nest, is famous for its Eggs Benedict and Ramos Gin Fizz breakfast. But for the most part, stories about what happens in these redwoods are hard to come by. A campground statue reminds Bohemians to keep their mouths shut about the Grove.
I've heard a lot of good music there. I've met a lot of interesting people, and I look forward
to listening to music again.
But there are employees who tell tales out of school.
You know, I mean, half of these guys, you know, from what I can tell, you know, stay loaded or stay bombed, you know, the entire time that they're there. I mean, they stagger into breakfast and stagger out from dinner. But at the same time, you know, they're talking business.
And sometimes those business talks send ripples far beyond the Grove. Sociology professor William Domhoff.
Reagan and Nixon talked at length in 1967 in the Grove to decide who would go first in Republican primaries.
While decision makers are cementing friendships, protesters outside the gate are keeping a vigil. To them, the Bohemian Grove is an all-white, all-male, undemocratic policy-making arm of the government. They want the Bohemians to go home. But summer camp won't end until next week. Dennis Murphy, NBC News, Monterey, California.
Supposed to be? I'm gonna need more proof than that.
More proof than that? You acting like you actually listen when they tell you themselves they selling out.
You're doing really well now, but didn't you release a CD like almost 10 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I released a gospel record when I was 15 because I grew up in, you know, a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both traveling ministers, and so I kind of sang about, you know, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music, yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil. Growing up, I grew up in a really like strict household. Both my parents are traveling ministers, so MTV and everything else was really like fused. All y'all were on block. Like I never saw any music videos or anything, unfortunately. But I remember bringing it home. It was kind of like an almost famous moment. Like I had to smuggle it in my knapsack, going straight directly into my room, and then pulling it out. And as I was pulling out the CD, well, needless to say, sold my soul.
And of course, Rihanna is in the building.
Hey, Angie.
I cannot believe it's been so long that we have done this.
You know, I am misunderstood a lot at times. My music, my image, people have their whole thing about me, whether it be me being a devil worshiper or whatever. Besides them reading into my hand over my eye on my album cover.
Why is your hand over your eye on your album?
Because I'm a devil worshiper. What are you talking about?
You're still out here doing these songs, you know, you're still on tour.
I do, but I don't take it for granted.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I mean, I made a bargain with it, you know, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with you know, with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
And this is one of the signs that really get on my nerves, because it's so obvious what they're doing. And some of y'all just be in denial. They put their hand over their eye, trying to represent the all-seeing eye, but it's so unnatural, it doesn't make any sense for them to be doing that, acting like somebody done hit them in the eye or something that flew in their eye when they was taking a picture. Come on, y'all, you know you don't take pictures like this. Talking about, all right, everybody, say cheese. Instead of saying cheese, you put your hand over your eye. Yeah, right. These jokers are selling out to the max. There's no excuse for them to keep putting their hands over their eye like that. You always want to say, oh, it's a coincidence. Well, why all of them doing that? You got to learn how to connect the dots. And just like Dave Chappelle said, maybe I'm connecting the dots that just should not be connected. But you know, I don't care about that. People need to see what's going on. People need to understand that these people are deceiving you right in front of your face. Here we got Michael Jackson. He been under these guys' control since a young age. But in his career, he was able to outsmart the blood-sucking major record label.
The tradition of great performers from, and I really want you to hear what I have to say. The tradition of great performers from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson. The story is usually the same though, you know, these guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same. They usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad, and the story is very sad in the end, because the companies take advantage of them. They really do. And, you know, being the artist that I am, at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony. Several billion. And they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer, myself, would outthink them. Yeah! So, we can't let them get away with what they're trying to do, because now I'm a free agent. Yeah. I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. I can do the box set and just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent, owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's publishing, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know. So the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album.
Owning half of Sony. And Michael Jackson talking about revenge. As you know, Michael Jackson is no longer here. You know, this stuff is not clear. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to have to ask LaToya what's going on here.
Where were you, LaToya, when you heard the sad news?
Well, actually, my father called me. I was at home, and I had just hung up the phone with my business partner, and he had just told me about Farrah, and I said, oh my, geez, I wonder who's next, because it always happens in threes. People controlled him. They controlled him. They did what they wanted, and it was very difficult for him to say no, no, no.
You must have seen this happening. Was there anything that you could do or say to Michael to change that situation?
It's very, very difficult, because in situations such as that one, we've tried so many times to intervene, and it's not always that easy, because they keep everybody at bay. They keep everyone away, actually. Everyone.
How did they do that?
By controlling. And I know, because I have been in a controlling and abusive relationship, but by controlling him, controlling his thoughts, control what he does, not letting giving orders, not letting anyone through the gates, not letting anyone near security, things of that nature. And this way they have him, and they control whatever he does. The phones, no phones in the house.
You suspect foul play.
Do you think it's murder?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I said it in the beginning, and I believe it to this day. You must remember, Michael told me repeatedly that they were going to kill him, that he was going to die.
And who did it?
LaToya?
Death penalty, that's what he should be on the firing range.
They murdered my brother, and they know who they are. It's not just Dr. Murray, I promise you that. It's more people involved, and they know exactly who they are, and I'm going to let you guys know exactly what's happening and what's going on. It's more than just Dr. Murray that's involved in this.
Will justice be served?
The doctor that you're looking at, the doctor that you see there, was the fall guy. That's what he was. He was the fall guy.
And so there are people in the background?
There are people in the background.
Pulling strings?
Yes, absolutely. You must remember, Michael told me repeatedly that they were going to kill him, that he was going to die. And he would say that. And when I heard my mother scream, "He's dead," immediately I said, "Who did it?" I didn't say what for, what of, what happened, who did it. Because he repeatedly said that.
And this man right here is so Masonic. Look at him. This is the doctor that killed Michael Jackson. You know how many years they gave him? 4 years for killing Michael Jackson. It don't make no sense. And like LaToya was saying, he's just the fall guy. She kept saying, they. You know what? I'm going to need some more help here. Paris, where you at? Paris, you look just like your daddy. I mean, just like your daddy. No, I'm just messing with you, but why you throwing up the Baphomet sign? Why you selling out on me like, come on, cut that out. Look, I need you to back me up. They thinking I'm crazy, and they thinking you crazy because you over there trying to commit suicide. Need to cut that out too. But let them know. It took me a while to figure out who they are in They Don't Care About Us. But I found out like 3 years ago. Retweet if you know what it means. That's little Paris Jackson letting y'all know she giving y'all some real information here. A secret society is not really secret if you know what you're looking for. So don't wait for the info to come to you. Take time to seek it out for yourself. Look at that. She got millions of followers on Twitter. Man, she trying to wake them up. Look at all these signs she putting up. See that? Illuminati will get your tail. That's why all these sellouts so scared of them. And speaking of sellouts, we got one right here, Kendrick Lamar. You know, you say a whole bunch of stuff, but I know there's a limit on what you're going to say because you're scared. You know, some people going to probably say this little quote that he said. Who said a black man in the Illuminati? Last time I checked, that was the biggest racist party. Last time I checked, Illuminati didn't have a problem using a black man as a puppet, just like they don't have a problem using a white man as a puppet. Did you remember Barack Obama, the puppet in chief? See, I'm not saying you in the Illuminati, but you sure being used as a puppet for the Illuminati. Let's look at your clothing line. What the heck is that? All C&I, what is that all about? Talking about some high power. Ain't got nothing to do with that garbage. And look at this hot garbage. All C&I on top of the pyramid. Lightning bolts. Come on, man. I ain't never seen you wear this. He trying to get you to wear it. See that? You might be fooling your fans and your stands, but you ain't fooling me. And check out these sellouts. All of them throwing up the Baphomet. And I know what some of y'all saying. That's the rock and roll sign. Yeah, that would work if they were all rock and roll singers, but some of them don't have anything to do with rock and roll. Man, you ain't no rock and roll singer. Them jokers are tripping with this sign. Obama, he just keep throwing it up over and over again. Rick Ross, Rihanna, man, all these jokers, they selling out right in front of your face. So now you should be pretty good at spotting these sellouts. Oh, here we go. We got Chris Brown. These dang pyramids. Everybody with these pyramids. Chris Brown got a clothing line called Black Pyramid. Come on, man. Who you fooling? You are not from Egypt. You from Virginia.
Ted, what do you think America's place in the New World Order should be? It's always been seen as the global policeman. But as you said before, you know, it's hard to see with all these military conflicts where the winner and loser lies. What should America be doing
I think
globally?
The global policeman should be the United Nations. And I don't think we should need one. I think we should use courts the way we do in civilian life. It's time to put war and conflict, armed conflict behind us and move on and start acting like civilized, educated human beings.
Oh, you're so civilized, Ted. Let's look at your quote. a total population of 250 to 300 million people, a 95% decline from present levels would be ideal. That's Ted Turner, founder of CNN and New World Order supporter. You see, he donated $1 billion to the United Nations. This man is down for the depopulation agenda. He wants a one-child policy for 100 years, yet he got 5 kids. Then we have this right here, the #1 commandment of the New World Order from the Georgia Guidestones. That's to maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. They want to have the population down so they can control all the people. Then we bring it right back to David Rockefeller. All we need is the right major crisis and the nations will accept the New World Order. So they're going to bring out a problem and then they are going to offer a solution. One of their plans is to devalue the dollar so that it barely has any buying power. So then you go to the store, you can barely buy anything. You see the food on the shelf, but you can't afford it. What happens then? People start going crazy. People start to panic. Then people start robbing each other. People start killing each other. So then we need to bring in the police state. Oh, we're asking the government for help. And surely they are here to bring the order out of chaos. But it's not just any order. It is the New World Order. And not only that, but they're going to bring about a one world currency to replace the old currency. And then they're going to bring it into a cashless society where you got to get the chip. All your money being on the chip. And also to glue it all together, the one world religion. Where these sellouts come to play, they are New World Order compliant. They are here to sell you the agenda. They're going to let you know how cool it is to get a microchip in your arm. Some of y'all might think it's cool, but I know a lot of y'all don't like this type of stuff. So I'm just making sure you are aware of their agenda.